Welcome to the Upright Installations. Today we'll guide you through the process of safely constructing a selective pallet rack system. This system stores multiple levels of single deep pallets using upright frames connected by front and rear shelf beams, creating a robust structure where pallets rest directly on the beams. To enhance stability and support, pallet supports or wire decking can be used. Tools required for installation. To complete the installation, gather the following tools: tape measure, chalk, string line, level, permanent marker, mallet, half-inch anchor bolts, beam safety pins, shims, hammer drill. Preparation and inspection. Designate a staging area to keep all components organized during delivery. Ensure all materials have been delivered and inspect each component for any transit damage. If any components are missing or damaged, order replacements immediately to maintain the work schedule. Inspect the concrete slab for any slopes or imperfections that could affect the installation. Confirm that the slab meets the minimum requirement of 6 inches for anchoring. Identify any obstructions such as lighting, utility equipment, sprinklers, or building columns and note them in the engineering plans. Marking and initial setup. Use chalk to outline the starter bay, marking the down aisle length. Use the front column as a reference and ensure the aisle width accommodates the forklift's turn radius. A minimum of 2 workers and a certified forklift operator are required for the installation. Installing uprights and beams. Begin by installing the first 2 uprights at the bay width, indicated on the installation drawings. Starting at the bottom of both uprights, measure up to each beam location and mark it using the permanent marker. Repeat this step for the front and rear uprights of the starter rack section. Install the beams at the marked locations, beginning with the bottom rear position and moving up to the top rear position. Hook the beam connectors into the teardrop punch openings along the uprights, tap them into place with a mallet, and secure the beam connector to the upright with a safety clip. Once the rear beams are installed, move to the front beams, starting at the top and working your way down. Again, secure the beam connectors with safety clips. Ensuring stability and alignment. Check that the rack is plumb and level, then tighten the connections. Diagonal measurements from post to post within the bay should be equal near the ground and the top of the uprights. Insert shims between the base plate and floor to raise columns if necessary. The shim size should be equal to or greater than the base plate size. Follow RMI guidelines for stacking shims and ensure all bays are plumb before anchoring. Note that column protectors must be anchored separately, and every base plate must have at least 1 anchor. The system design will indicate the number and size of the anchors. Extra holes in the base plate allow the upright to be re-anchored if damaged or bent during installation. Building additional bays and fire safety. After confirming that the starter bay is installed correctly, build out the additional bays, ensuring each is plumb and level before moving on. Fire regulations require back-to-back rows of racks to have 12 inches of open space between them, called a flue space. Row spacers are used to create the flue space and connect and stabilize the system. Attach the row spacers to the uprights starting at the second horizontal brace, approximately 48 to 60 inches from the ground. Additional spacers attach at every horizontal brace location to the top of the upright. Heavy-duty spacers and hardware are needed for a flue area 24 inches wide or greater. Securing single rack rows. Single rack rows along a wall must also be secured and require a flue space. Apex recommends against anchoring the rack to the building unless approved by a building engineer to use wall ties. Instead, stabilize the single rack row with overhead ties connected to an adjacent rack system. Overhead ties also support proper frame alignment, installing pallet supports and wire decking. Selective racks often include pallet supports or wire decking as part of the system design. Follow the manufacturer's guidelines for installation and never stand on wire deck or pallet supports during installation or when loading or unloading the system. Complete the installation by prominently displaying load plaques on every aisle. If the rack structure is changed from the original design, the load plaques must also be updated. Final inspection checklist. 1. System comparison. Compare the completed system to the installation drawings. Check system configuration and beam heights, and confirm that rack accessories such as decking, guards, and spacers are in place, secure, and conform to the final plans. Note any discrepancies. 2. Plumb verification. Verify that the rack has been installed plumb and straight within the RMI deflection limits of 1/2 inch per 10 feet. 3. Safety clips and beam connectors. Ensure all beam connectors are locked and safety clips are in place. 4. Base plate. Anchors. Inspect base plate anchors and confirm there is at least one anchor per base plate. Randomly check nuts to ensure they are secure. 5. Damage touch-up. Identify and touch up any scratches or damage before customer sign-off. 6. Area clearance. Clear the area of debris, construction materials, tools, and equipment. Remove dust and dirt from the floor and rack. 7. Load plaques. Verify that the end of each rack row has a load plaque easily visible to warehouse staff. Per RMI specifications, confirm with warehouse management that they have the system capacity requirements and configuration drawings for reference. Thank you for watching this video and you enjoyed it. If so, make sure to subscribe to Upright Installation. For full service support from warehouse design through installation and inspection, visit our website www.uprightinstallers.com